In the community sector, the type of roles that are available are pretty much the sky's the limit. So whether you want to work with people with a disability or maybe a mental health issue, you might find yourself working with children and young people, maybe families, maybe in out-of-home care. You might be in social housing, you might connect with the health system, and you may even end up running a team of volunteers. There's really, and a lot of the areas cross over as well, so you might get expertise in one area but then find that you can start to branch out into other areas as well as you pick up things along the way and network with different people. So it's such a broad area to work in, and the world is your oyster if you can get into it, because there's endless possibilities for you. I think empathy and understanding is one of the biggest, because even though we do, obviously qualifications and experience are so important, but if you're not empathetic and you can't put yourself in the shoes of the people that you're supporting, then you don't really get a real sense of what they might need and how to best help them through a difficult phase in their life. Even kindness, I think, there's certainly lots of skills that we need for our trade, but being kind to people and having a sense of humour about what we're doing are really important as well. Being a good communicator obviously is going to really hold you in good stead. Good problem solving skills, and I think also resilience is important too, because we're always going to come up against challenges in this role and we need to know how to bounce back. I think also having a healthy perspective on how we're travelling in the role is really good too, because if we're not okay, we can't help ourselves, so we need to always be mindful of how we're going and make sure we're doing some self-care as well, because if we're not okay, our clients aren't going to be okay. Wherever you're working in this sector, we're working with some of the most vulnerable people in our society. So I think to have someone supporting you who is passionate and who is dedicated and who you can rely on to help you through a difficult stage is really, really important. People come up against things that they might not have ever expected in their lives, and they sometimes need us there to help them through, link into services, get them the supports that they need to move on from a difficult phase in their life. Sometimes people just really need someone to believe in them because they may not believe in themselves. So they need us to help guide them and bolster them, and ultimately what we want to try and do is make ourselves redundant in the sense that we want our clients to get to a point where they're in their life, they've taken control, they're reaching their goals, and they can carry on without us and they don't need us anymore. That's what they are really looking for. Some of the challenges and rewards, I suppose, firstly the challenges of working in this industry is it is a really difficult system to navigate. No matter where you are, there's a lot of things that you need to learn, there's a lot of different people you need to network with, and that can be really difficult if you're new to it. But as you're coming along, you will start to make connections with other agencies and get more information about what services and supports are out there. Another challenge is that sometimes there are people who actually don't want our help, but we're put in a position where that is our role. So that can be a bit of a difficult relationship to navigate. But again, the more experienced you get and the better you can make connections with people, the more chance you've got of succeeding. Again, helping people is wonderful, but it can also be tiring. So again, that's where it comes into looking after yourself and making sure you're travelling okay. Reward-wise, there's no bigger buzz than helping someone, than seeing someone who is really struggling and knowing that you might be that person that helps them turn their life around in whatever capacity that might be. One of the biggest rewards I've ever had wasn't something that most people consider to be a big deal, but I was part of a team of people that helped a young man catch a bus for the first time because he had no idea how to use transport. And I still see him around, and I see him and I think, wow, I was part of him gaining that independence and being able to do things for himself and go out and explore the world. So it's important to celebrate the little victories, and also too, a huge reward with people in terms of the connections that you make in your own team and other organisations, meeting like-minded people who want to help people be the best version of themselves they can be. It's a really great thrill.